Hey guys, wanted to make a quick video on how to replace the latches on a Pelican case. This is a 1650 case, but really it applies to any that you're having trouble with. It seems pretty straightforward until you encounter something like this. So all I'm trying to do is replace these old style latches right here with the new style, double hinged latch or whatever that thing is. These are just a major pain in the butt to use. They're finger busters to undo, whereas these come undone really simply. The issue, so obviously, I don't know how many of you know, but these things are held in with a pin. You just drive the pin out with a punch. That's easy enough, theoretically. The issue is the pin goes through here, and you can't get anything on this side to drive it out that direction. And if you try to drive it this way, the pin will hit these ridges right here. So how the heck do you get it out? Well, I'll show you. The basic premise is this. So it's sitting here like this, in between, holding that latch in place. What you want to do is use a punch and drive it that direction towards these ridges. And what you want to do is get this side right here, just past where it's anchored in right there. So it's like that. You just get it to right there, and then the other side will be sticking out this side like that. And then once it's like that, you just grab the latch or use a tool and force it out this way. So you just twist it out and pull the pin with it, and that's how you get the latch undone. I'll show you how to do it. I'm using 2 punches. I'm using this big punch for prying and for finishing work, and for the actual punching out of the pin, I'm using this punch, which is basically the exact same diameter as the pin. That's what I'm personally doing. You can, if you have to, if you don't have punches, you could use an additional pin, but getting a hammer in there and all that's pretty difficult. That's why I like this punch, because it extends out past the case, and I can hammer here pretty easily. So I'm just going to drive the pin from the outside towards the inside, just about a 1/4 of an inch to a little further, just until it clears where it's holding right here on the outside. Okay, so you can see it's starting to come out right there just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but it came out there. That's probably enough. So now what I have to do is twist this punch out, because it gets stuck, because it's the same diameter as the pin. Honestly, one that's slightly smaller would be easier to deal with probably, but this works fine. Okay, so now the pin's right there, just sticking out a little bit. That means that that's enough for me to know that it's cleared this right here. So now all I have to do is I can either grab this and twist it by hand, and you can see it's moving now because it's not anchored here, but it's still anchored here. So I will just grab this and give myself a little room. Well, that's easier said than done one-handed. Let me set you back down. Okay. Okay, so now I have a tool in here, a punch. I'm just going to pry it out. I'm just going to pry it out. And all that's doing is bending the pin that's connecting through here. And then I'm just going to force it right on out of there. Just pull it right on out. And she's out. Basically no damage whatsoever done to the case this way, which is ideal, obviously. I started to grind on one of them with a grinder and wound up grinding into my plastic a little bit and didn't like that, so I had to figure something else out. And then just installing the new one, what I like to do is I like to make sure that this is cleaned out. You know, there's nothing in there that's going to cause it to have seating issues. And I like to push it down in that groove all the way down by hand, and then I like to latch it and make sure that it's pushed back as far as it goes right there. And that thing should be in place to be able to put the new pin in now. Now once again, there's not much room to hammer there, so that's why I like to use a punch. I just put the punch like that and I hammer on that end and just drive it into place gently. If I hit an area that it's just not wanting to move, I'll manipulate this latch a little and try to get the holes lined up a little more accurately. See, that's just going in pretty easily there. And then once I get it to about this close, I know that it's close to driving into this ridge here, so I like to give it a little tap with a hammer or a punch or something just to make sure that it's seated back that way so that this hole lines up going through. And then I drive it the rest of the way gently. Where do you go? There you are. And then you'll get to about this point. It's not coming through that side, so I like to drive this flush right here with the punch. I just make it flush with the outside edge here. Now it's flush. It's not sticking out either side. That's just plastic there. And the latch works. It's holding good in place. It's not coming out. And that's all there is to it. Easy peasy, I guess.